Pre-event news, BusyCal 2 cracked lightning chips, MonoDisplay, and the hot iTunes movies of the week. It is Tuesday, October 23rd, 2012, and this is iWake. I'm Tim Chaten, and this is what's going on in the Apple world today. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of iWake. As many of you know, today is the day of the big Apple event, but since I recorded the night before, in this case 11 hours, 44 minutes, and 18 seconds before, the event has not yet happened. So for event news, tune in tomorrow for all the nitty-gritty details on what Apple actually is announcing today. For today's show, I've got a variety of different topics. First off is the decoration for the event. Very simple decorations with, Apple posters inside of previously already set up poster frames, things like that, at this California theater. And on the top, in the banner area, it says just Apple special event in very plain text. So nothing huge as far as decoration, just very classy, simple decorations. The one big thing we do know about tomorrow's event, or today's event, I should say, is that iBooks is now available in 18 new countries. So it appears that iBooks will be a part of the discussion today at the event, and we now have the ability for people like myself to sell books in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, New Zealand, Nicaragua, Panama, Paraguay, Peru, and Venezuela. So mostly countries from South America now have access, but also New Zealand is a significant part of that list. So these are countries that now have the iBook store. Previously, they were limited to just free content, such as public domain books. So now they are part of the club, and I'm very excited about that because that gives me another 18 countries I can sell my book in when it comes out in January. Next up, let's move on to some app news. First up is just a little tip or a little, app pick here that I discovered on my Twitter feed was Mosaic Photos for iPhone. So if you're into getting prints out of your photos in photo books and you want something for that, Mosaic is what appears to be a really good solution. $25 including shipping, $20 for the book, $5 for the shipping, and you get this really beautifully put together photo book of your photos. So The Verge has a full detail onto why this is such a special thing, but the bottom line is very quality books and great looking prints, and just overall a great experience if you're looking for a way to print your photos outside of what Apple provides. So this is just a tip for those that want that kind of service done. The other big app news of the day is that of BusyCal 2. So BusyCal is one of the most popular third-party applications out there on the Mac for calendaring. So if you want to do a calendar on your Mac, this is your best option outside of iCal. What's new about this BusyCal 2? Well, it's now Mountain Lion only and only available through the Mac App Store. Its calendar view is now customizable, letting you view schedules according to date ranges that include a full year view with a heat mapping feature that lets you see the busiest times of year at a glance, which is pretty cool. The improved list view can also be adjusted to use custom date ranges, and now includes a new total duration feature that lets professionals easily calculate their billable hours. Other features include a 10-day weather forecast, as well as a new graphics palette to gussy up the calendar, as Macworld says here. You can also, so the example they give is you can put a jack-o'-lantern on October 31st. So you can kind of mimic that kind of sticker metaphor you did back with the paper calendars. The menu bar icon is also revamped. Clicking on it will give you weather conditions and ability to enter text like you do in Fantastical with natural language. So you could tell with this menu bar icon that I have a meeting on Monday at 5 o'clock or in the afternoon. It would add it to your calendar. This also integrates with Mountain Lion's Notification Center, and improved iCloud support makes it easy to share your calendars between devices. It is compatible with the iCal app, or now what Apple's calling the Calendar app, and integrates as well with Google's Calendar service. It's $30 in the Mac App Store today. Next up, Sprint and LTE. So just a little news update on Sprint. They're now in around 30 different markets, including suburbs of Chicago, as well as those in Wichita Falls, that's in Texas, New Bedford/Fall Rivers, Massachusetts, and Hutchinson and McPherson, Kansas. So if you're in one of those cities, you have access to Sprint's very young but growing LTE network. Next up is just the simple fact that third parties have cracked the Lightning Authenticator chip. What does this mean for you, the consumer? Well, this means for you that there are going to be some third-party cables out there that aren't authorized by Apple but should still work. I personally wouldn't recommend buying those maybe right away, but they're coming out there, and there's already been leaked products coming out that are made with this unauthorized chip that has been cracked. So we'll see as that story develops, but it has been cracked. It's kind of the jailbreaking thing with hardware this time around. Next up is a Lifehacker link I am linking to on the show notes. And basically this will show you how to hide unwanted Apple iOS apps without jailbreaking. The downside is after every reboot, you'll have to redo your hiding of apps. But if you want to make it so you don't see the weather app or the stocks app, you can now do that with this little hack. So visit the Lifehacker post for more information about that. It is linked to in the show notes for those that want the information. Next up is Monoprice. So Monoprice told Macworld and some other tech journalists today that they're going to be coming out with a very high-end display that is priced much cheaper than the competitors. So the first model is going to be a 27-inch LED with a 16:9 aspect ratio with 2560 by 1440 pixels, and really great specs as far as everything's concerned. Compares favorably to the Apple display, except it does not have the Thunderbolt connectivity. It will be a dual-link DVI Monoprice display with a tilt stand and Visa wall mount capability, and includes speakers. But as I said before, it will not have Thunderbolt. There's no price or ship date announced, but it will be available sometime later this year and priced substantially lower than its competitors. So if you're looking for a display, that may be a solution for you. Monoprice in the past has been great with cables and pricing of those, just a couple bucks. I'm curious how low they can price this display. Now, last of the day, I just want to talk about the iTunes movies of the week. So every Tuesday morning or Monday night here in Hawaii, we have a new batch of movies in the iTunes store, and I just wanted to point out two of the notable ones. First up, Spider-Man. It is now available as a bundle of the original three, so the first three Spider-Men. I'm not sure how you feel about those, but I enjoyed all of them, even the third one. But really great pricing here at $25 for HD, or $20 if you want the SD. But at $5 difference, I would really encourage you to go with HD on these. That comes out to $8.33 or $6.66 per title. I bought these back in July when they were on sale in iTunes because it was in theaters. So it seems that the $10 per movie sale was actually not as low as they go. So if you missed out on that sale, I encourage you to go get the bundle right now, as it's very inexpensive for those that want the movies. The other big release the other big iTunes release is that of Blade Runner. The 30th anniversary has hit, and we now have the new version for iTunes. What you get with this download, it's $15 for HD or $10 for SD. I got the HD version at $15. You get the final cut of the film, that is the recent one done for the 25th anniversary. I think it's the best cut of the film they have done to date. It was supervised by Ridley Scott, and I think it's the one to watch. The big thing with this, though, is the iTunes extras that you get with it. You get the full 3.5-hour documentary that is included with the Blu-ray and other releases. So you really get most of the bonus features. There's no commentaries, sadly, as I was hoping we'd get that. But still, you do get this great documentary at 3.5 hours. Pretty much everything you'll want to know about Blade Runner is in there. There's some extra stuff on the Blu-ray that isn't there, but overall for iTunes, it's a solid release. So I picked that one up today, and that is Blade Runner. So I'm a Ridley Scott fan, and Blade Runner is one of my favorites. So it is out now in the iTunes store. So that is what's going on in the Apple world today. As I mentioned earlier, Apple's event is going on probably before or after you listen to this. So I will be talking about all of that stuff tomorrow. You can find the show notes at iWakePodcast.com. I also do videos over at youtube.com/TCHATEN. And finally, if you'd like access to the script as well as bonus content, head on over to iWakePodcast.com/again. Thanks for listening or watching. I'll talk to everyone again tomorrow. Have a fantastic day. And enjoy your time watching the Apple event. I'm sure a stream will be put up as well. So, have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Aloha.